Good morning. Welcome to Minnesota United. Lovely to see so many of you bright and early and chipper as you are this morning. Why wouldn't you be? It's a momentous day. There's free breakfast. In all seriousness, thank you to all of you for being here today. It is a historic day for Minnesota United. Just a few brief notes before we get going for the press. What we're going to do is we're going to have a brief statement from the gentlemen who are leading the proceedings here this afternoon. And then we're going to have a brief photography opportunity, closely followed then by the main area where the press can ask their questions just behind us there, behind the glass doors. So that's the way things are going to be run here. Again, just a momentous day for soccer in this city, in both Twin Cities, in this state. You see this league, you see this franchise grow day by day, week by week, and it is an honour to be a part of it. On behalf of Minnesota United, as we said, we are delighted to have you all here today. It's a day that'll forever turn heads. It's a day that'll be forever remembered as historic, as euphoric, as iconic. Ladies and gentlemen, let me please introduce the two gentlemen who will be leading us through here today. Please welcome the men who are ushering Minnesota, soccer in Minnesota, into a new era. The President and CEO of Allianz Life, Walter White, and Managing Partner of Minnesota United, Dr. Bill McGuire. And now a brief statement, and we'll start first with Dr. Bill McGuire.
Thank you. You've taken all my superlatives, but really this is quite extraordinary, I think, for all of us. The story of Minnesota United Football Club has always been one of history, of building on the past, the traditions that go back into the 70s, which some in this room will remember, and the evolution through the kicks. We had Strikers, we had Thunder, we had Stars, and now Minnesota United. And the big piece of that has been all about community, about representing our cities, our state, our region, the North, through soccer and the world's football. And one could do no better at all than continue to see the evolution through partnerships with great companies and great individuals. Just as the group that has come together and the people that are making this happen have their roots here and their future here, This is also about a partnership with a great Minnesota company that does so very much for the region, for its employees, and also a great global company that through its affiliations, which are unprecedented around the world in soccer and football to the rest of the world, but that association which carries so much weight about what this is, what it means, about what the world's game does for people and unifies cities, communities, individuals, everywhere, regardless of circumstance. As I say, it's an extraordinary partnership in our mind. Couldn't be happier. We will always look back at this and say, this is one of those truly great events in what we hope is a long and storied history. So thank you very much for coming, Walter. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. So good morning. Thank you all for coming. As you heard, it is a momentous day, and it's not just about the breakfast. We've been waiting for this for a long time. We're pretty excited. Maybe it wasn't the best kept secret in town, but I think it's all good things. So we're excited today has come. First thing I would say is this is going to be a beautiful stadium. We've seen the design. I think it's going to be one of the best stadiums in the league, the most state-of-the-art. So we're very proud to put our name on that. As you saw in the video, this will be the 8th stadium that Allianz has sponsored around the world. Some incredible cities, Sydney, London, Turin, Vienna, of course Munich, and it's great to see St. Paul join that pantheon of great cities. Allianz's affiliation with soccer goes beyond stadiums. They're also closely affiliated with some of the top teams, including Bayern Munich, FC Barcelona. So again, it's great to see that extend now to our home market. I would also say that soccer is really the world's game. It's growing. When I look at the fan base, it aligns very closely with our customer base, both current and future. So we're excited about that. But probably the most exciting thing for us, when I think about Allianz, we're a company nearby here with about 1,900 employees. We have two missions. One is helping Americans secure their retirement, but the second is contributing to the community. So what we saw with Dr. McGuire and the ownership group here was a real mission to help the community, to promote diversity. So we're just really proud to be part of that. We can't wait till 2019 when the stadium opens and see the Loons in action. So again, thank you for coming, and it truly is a great day.
Gentlemen, both, thank you very much indeed. We'll now open it to a question or two from the press, and our Director of Public Relations, Eric Durkee, is set and ready to go with a mic. So if you can, raise your hand and state your name and the press and publication that you represent.
Fred Mello with the St. Paul Pioneer Press. Are you going to disclose kind of what the actual naming rights deal is, how much money is changing hands, and does that just flow to the team and kind of the owners?
No, we have no intention, similar to any of our partnerships, of talking about details. All we say is that any funding comes into the audience or into the club or the organization flows into the construction of a brand new, as Callum said, state-of-the-art stadium that I think everybody will find extraordinary and be very proud of.
Megan Ryan with the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Being that you kind of mentioned it was not a very good secret to keep, I know that there was that little snafu on Twitter the other day, but what have you seen, I guess, from some reactions from the fans already about what the name is? And I know that some of them are actually really excited to come up with some nicknames maybe for the stadium and kind of make it their own. So I don't know if you've seen any of that and what your reaction is to it.
I've only heard, obviously, positive things, particularly from soccer fans. You know, as Walter said, and I want to just keep that ring for a little bit, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Minnesota United FC, that's pretty good company. We'll take that any day, and we don't mind the cities either. He also left out Nice, France. So, I mean, you know, there's some pretty cool spaces there. Very positive association. You know, it's a big deal. It's about, you know, everybody likes sitting in great company, you know, being part of that. And so we have the fortune here, again, as I say, a great Minnesota company, a company that is literally a mile away from us here, lots of people back and forth. That's great. We have the opportunity to be with great stadiums, great football. Can't do better. Very positive.
What I would add to that, I discovered along this journey, we have many employees that are diehard Loons fans. So I got a lot of messages last night, people pretty excited about this development. But we like to call it a soft launch, not a Twitter snafu. So I'll leave it at that.
Any more questions?
Al Schuck from WCCO Radio. Why is it called field instead of stadium or even pitch?
Actually, the architects of a lot of this are out in the audience, but there were a lot of considerations in this, including the fact that Allianz has these other stadiums around the world and actually has a number of names. So we're actually looking for something in association with the broader world of Allianz stadiums where there would be no confusion when you go. So now, you know, we selected the other ones. We thought of many things, especially with all the stadia names that we have here in the Twin Cities. In the end, we're very happy with this one. We think it recognizes it. It doesn't get too much of a cliche. Some might say, to call it a pitch. I don't know. Allianz pitch, doesn't quite have the ring. It was a thoughtful and long process.
Okay, thank you very much for your questions. We'll now pause for a brief photography opportunity. So for those who want to get some pictures, here is your chance. Around so we get Minnesota United as well.
Absolutely. What's the two blues now? You got two blues, you'll see. He's got his priorities, huh?
Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. And for those in the press who require further quotes, there'll be questions taking place just behind the glass doors here. Thank you all for attending today.